Hello everyone, welcome to today's session. In today's session I am going to discuss on loops, functions, try and catch block and also about array methods. So next we will start with loops. So why looping statements are required? If we want to execute same set of instructions repeatedly, then we go for using looping statements. So there are three types of loops like while loop, do while loop, and then for loop. So now let us take up an example how actually a while loop can be implemented in JavaScript. So first one, let us discuss on while loop. Okay, so let me take up an example in this way. HTML, open with an HTML. Okay, then head is head. So title. So title I am giving while loop. Then close the head. Also open body. Here I am going to use script. Inside a script tag you are supposed to use a looping statements. Okay, so I have to implement while loop. So what is while loop? So while loop is going to execute a statements repeatedly until the condition is not met. So once the condition is met, it terminates from the loop. So now I am going to take one variable where I is equal to 1. So use a while loop. It is going to check for the condition I is less than 5. Okay. So if this is true, it is going to print. So in JavaScript, in order to print the message or to get an output on the screen, we have to use document.write. So any operations which you want, you can implement here. In this program I am illustrating to print the numbers from 1 to 5. So I is 1, 1 is less than 5 true, so it is going to print I value. After that I want one break statement, so that's why I am using tag break, so which prints next number in the next line. Okay, so after that close this, and also for next iteration I has to be incremented. Since I was 1, in order to print the next number I should be incremented. So I is 2 now, 2 less than 5 true, so it is printing 2. So on like that the condition, the looping will be done. So once this condition is not met, for example once I becomes 5, 5 less than 5 condition is not met, by that time the control is going to come out of the while loop. So finally close script tag, also close body, and also close HTML. So this is one simple program where you are using while statement, okay, or while loop. So now after running this program you can look into the output how it actually works. Okay, so this is about while loop. So next I am going to discuss on do while loop. So do while loop is also a type of loop which is going to execute a set of statements repeatedly until the condition is satisfied. Okay, so same program, let me modify and show. I have to use the keyword do. Okay, so inside the body I have to give an document dot write. Okay, there print I value, then you can use break. After that I gets incremented. So this is how you can use do block. And next is you need to check for the condition using while. Inside that you are checking for the condition I is less than 5. Once it is true, again it enters into the body of the loop. Only when the condition becomes false, it comes out of the loop. So finally, using do while loop, you can notice how actually the program is going to run, and you can observe the output. Okay. So next is about for loop. So next, what do you mean by for loop? So using for loop, a set of statements can be executed repeatedly. So finite number of statements finite number of times a for loop is going to execute. In the sense, in the for loop, we will specify how many times the body of the loop has to be executed. So that's why a for loop is used. If we are knowing in prior to execute the statements how many number of times means, but by that time we can prefer for going to use for loop. So in our example, how we can use for loop means, for I have not declared variable, so inside here also you can declare I is equal to 1 and separated by semicolon, I less than 5, I plus plus. So now for loop has 3 expressions: expression 1, expression 2 and expression. Expression 1 is initialization, which gets executed only once. Expression 2 is checking the condition. So based on this condition, the body of the loop gets executed. If this condition becomes true, it enters into the loop. Once this condition becomes false, control will come out of the loop. Okay. So next is expression 3, which is used for pre-incrementation or post-incrementation, or pre-decrement or post-decrement. Okay. So now inside the for loop, I am going to use document dot write there print I value, then use break tag to add a line. So now this is how you can code a program to implement for loop in your HTML. So finally, once after running this program, you can notice how actually you can get the output. Functions are the building blocks for modular code in JavaScript. In the sense, you can divide a larger problem into sub problems. So those sub problems are dealing with specific task. So such problems we call it as a functions. Okay, or we can call it as modules. Okay, so using this it will be useful for us to create a pseudo classes. So now how to define a function in JavaScript using JavaScript inside an HTML. So you have to use a keyword function. Okay, so followed by a function name, and within that you are supposed to pass an arguments. How means, let me take up an example. So I am defining a function. So take a function keyword, and function name I am taking power. Okay, and it takes 2 arguments, x and y. Okay, so now inside this I am taking one variable called POW, which is initialized to 1. Okay, next after that I am using for loop there where I is 1, I less than y, I plus plus. So power equals power into x. So finally return POW. So I have written a piece of code where it is going to find a power of x. So how it is going to work? This function takes 2 parameters, x and y. Assume x is 2 and y is 3. So now I have taken one variable power initialized to 1, and inside a loop, how I have to find power of 2 power 3. 2 power 3 means I have to multiply 2 3 times, right? To do that I am using loop. So I begins from 1, 1 less than y. So why I am taking this variable? Because this is the power, right? So those many times this base has to be multiplied. So this is controlled by y. So this condition becomes true. It enters into the loop. So 1 into what is x? 2. So power is now 2. After that I is incremented 2. 2 is less than 3, true. So now what happens? It is 2, right? So 2 into 2 I will get 4. So now this is 3. So what I have to do? I have to check give equals, then only it finds 2 power 3. So 3 equal to 3, true. So now this is 4. 4 into 2 it is 8. So power is 8. I is incremented 4. So this condition not satisfied. It comes out of the loop and it is returning power. So power is how much? 8. So this is how you can write a simple function in your JavaScript. So let me take up an example where a JavaScript function is included in an HTML. How to begin? Start from HTML. Okay. So head, then title. So then a title I am giving, I am implementing functions, right? So function. So close the title, then close the head. Now start with body. There a function should be given inside a script. Okay. So what is the function you want? You can define here. Function. You are going to define a function. I am going to take a function name called message. So what it is going to do? It is using alert function to print some alert message. I mean to say hello. So this is a function definition. So now you close the script. Okay. So next I will continue here. After closing the script, you have to call that function. So in order to make it interactive, I am using input type. Okay. So button. So then value I am telling call the function. Then when you click on that on click operation, what you want to do? That should call a function message. Is it right? So now this is how you can write an input type, then close the body, also close the HTML. So now what happens here? When the program gets executed, you will get a button. On that button there will be a message call function. Okay. So when you click on that, on click gets activated. What it does? It calls a function message. So the control goes to the message function. Inside that what I have given, I have used alert to print hello. So finally this is how you can notice, observe the output, how it is going to work. Okay. So I will click on call function. After clicking, an output looks like this. Next is about alert. So alert is the function makes the browser to show pop-up to the user. Again I will repeat, alert is a function which makes the browser to show pop-up to the user. Pop-up in the sense it gives an alert message. So for example, I will use alert and I will say, are you sure? Okay. So anything displayed using alert, what happens? You will get in this way, are you sure? Then you will get OK button like this. It is like an alert message. Okay, so you can also go for using console.log. So this is to display in the browser console. Hello. So this is all about alert and console.log. Okay. So next is about errors using try and catch. Okay. When the browser's JavaScript engine encounters an error, means it throws an exception. It means if there are certain errors, JavaScript errors, means it throws an exceptions. These exceptions interrupts normal and sequential execution of a program. Whenever we face certain errors, it is going to throw an exception. So these exception will interrupt the execution of the program, and also it stops the JavaScript engine. Okay, so we can optionally use catch. We can optionally catch these errors using try and catch block. Okay, so try and catch blocks are exclusively used in JavaScript to catch the built-in JavaScript errors. Okay, in your program you can define your own throw programs. Okay, so throw is a keyword which is used to stop the normal execution of the program. Usually try, catch and throw are the statements used for abnormal or exceptional cases in your program. Again I will repeat, try and catch are the statements used in JavaScript to catch the errors. Okay, so here is an example where we are illustrating how try and catch is going to handle the errors. Try, so it is going to try for this. If it faces an error, so finally it goes to catch and it alerts an exception was caught. Okay, so this is one example. We can also define user defined try and catch block in this way. So what is that? Try for x value minus 1. So if x value is less than 0, means what it should throw? It should throw that smaller than 0, it is error. So this is one simple example. Then it goes to catch and it alerts was thrown. This error was thrown. Okay, so this is one example of illustrating try and catch. So next is about JavaScript objects. So as you all know that JavaScript is not a fully fledged object oriented programming language. It does not have a class, is it right? So it does not have a property or features like inheritance or polymorphism, so on like that. So how still an objects can be created using a JavaScript? Yes, that is what a challenging task in JavaScript, is it right? So now everything in JavaScript, everything is considered as an object, is it right? So examples like constructors, methods, variables, properties, everything are treated as an objects. So in that we have to highlight that yes, that JavaScript's objects will be supportable with constructors, then properties, then methods. So in that we will start with constructors. So constructors means what? How it is going to work? So we are going to create using new keyword. Okay, here we need to specify an object name and number of parameters. So any number of parameters, it depends upon the program requirement. And here some object name, and I am giving a keyword var. Let me take up an example. Var greetings equals object name, I am taking strings string, then I am giving a message good morning. Okay, so now this is one example where you are creating an object. So object name is greetings, it is of the class, it is, and here sorry I have to specify new, okay, new. Then the object name is string. So the parameter is good morning. This is how we can use. One more example is that you can write in shortcut how months where greetings equals, the same statement can be written in shortcut in this way, greetings equals good morning. I have not given new operator and also object name as string. Still it works like this statement only. So this is about constructors. So next is about properties. So properties means there will be specific role on those properties. Okay. So how to access this properties means object name, then followed by dot operator, then property. So this is how you can access a property. Any property can be accessed through its object name using dot operator. One simple syntax looks like this. This is how. Okay. Next is about methods. So methods is nothing but it is the functions. Okay. So how to access the functions? Through an object of the right? So how to access? How to access? In this way. So this is a method. What is the method name? Something. And what is the object name? Some object. So through an object you can access a method by calling in this way using dot operator. So this is the syntax, and also I have given few examples to discuss on JavaScript's objects. So keep the point in mind that JavaScript is not a fully fledged object oriented language. Still we are going to use an object. Okay. So next is objects included in JavaScript. Yes, and there are many number of objects which can be included in JavaScript, like array. Array is a object, date, string, boolean, and math, and still many other are there or the objects which can be included in JavaScript. JavaScript also include one more object called DOM, which stands for document object model. So this document object model object allows JavaScript to access and modify the HTML and CSS properties of the page dynamically. Again I will repeat, document object model is an object which allows the JavaScript code to access and modify the contents of HTML and CSS properties dynamically. So arrays is a type of data structure which can be included in a JavaScript. In JavaScript, array behaves like a linked list. It means the size of an array can be resized dynamically. It can be changed. So that's why array behaves like a linked list in JavaScript. Let us take up an example how actually you can declare an array in JavaScript. For example, where greetings equals new. So you are creating a variable of object array. So you need to specify array only. And I said it is case sensitive. JavaScript, in JavaScript it is case sensitive. So we have to write properly. So now, So I have declared one array name called greetings, and since it has been declared from array object, it becomes an array. So I have not given any values, so this is an empty array. Okay. So next let me write in this way, greetings equals new array, and here I am giving good morning, good afternoon, like this. What had happened? I have declared an array where it has two strings. Okay, so now it looks like this. In 0th index, good morning is stored, and in first index, good afternoon is stored. Okay, I can also write it in this way, where greetings equals in this way, good morning and good afternoon. Write it in this way using square bracket. The same statement can be written in this way using square brackets. It is going to work. So next is about how to access array elements. How to access array elements. See, I want to print content of 0th index. So what I can do, use alert, or you can use document.write alert there. So this is stored in which array? Greetings array, right? So greetings in which index? 0th index. So by this time you will get an output as good morning. Got it? So in case you want to print all the contents of an array, all the elements of an array, means what you can do? You can take up another example using loop, where I should start printing from which index? 0th index. I less than. I don't know the length of an array. So call a property called length, which gives you the number of elements in an array. Okay. So how to call? From which array's length you have to find? Greetings array, right? So greetings dot length. In this way you have to call. Okay, then I plus plus. So inside this you want to print alert, then greetings of ith index. So this is one simple program logic which is going to illustrate to print the contents of an array. Since I is started from 0, so it prints the 0th index. Next, how far it is going to print the contents of an element of an array until it is going to exceed the length of an array. So to find the length of an array, I can call a property length. Of which array? Greetings array. So this is how we can access the array elements. So in order to modify an array, I can perform few operations on array. How means? I can modify it. I have to insert one more element to an array. So that I will call, for which array? Greetings array. I am calling push property. So what you want to push? Good evening. Okay. So now what it happens? It pushes this element to the end of the array. By this time array looks like this. This is the changes. Again if you call, the next elements will be, next element gets inserted to the end of the array. There are many methods, that is pop. So pop, what it is going to do? Pop is going to remove an element from the array. That too, it removes an last element of an array. Some of the additional methods are concat. It returns a new array object that contains two or more merged arrays. So two array contents can be merged using concat. So in the sense, the content of one array will be appended to the end of the another array. Next is slice. It returns a new array containing the copy of the part of the given array. It works like a substring. So from the given string, it cuts the substring. That is what? Slice. Join. So it joins the element of an array as a string. It means it combines. Reverse. It reverses the elements of the given array. If it is 1, 2, 3, 4, after reversing 4, 3, 2, 1. Shift. It removes and returns the first element of the array. So it is going to remove the first element of the array and also it returns that element. Sort. It returns the element of the given array in a sorted order. Okay, in order to sort the elements of an array, we can make use of a function or a method sort. So this is all about arrays. Thank you.